We're getting started here, everybody. Woo.
Dang, I just got hostile takeover. Now listen, some people ask, again, I get this question a lot, why whoop whoop? And it comes back from my days as a policeman. One of the sirens in the police car, when you're going down the road and you're coming up on an intersection, there have been studies that shown that if you keep your siren pattern the same, that cars have a rough time determining how far or how close you are to the intersection. So for safety, we just say, whoop, whoop. We can change the siren pattern. So that's what it is. So for all of you that know, so you hear people all around the world saying, whoop, whoop. We have t-shirts that say, whoop, whoop. I mean, first time I meet people often, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is whoop, whoop. So
it's international.
Yeah, it's an international thing. So whoop, whoop to everybody. Okay, listen, there can only be one number one. And there can only be one new number one. And I feel for many reasons, and I know each of you here share this sentiment, but there's nobody around that pays faster in the MLM world than QuiAri. Nobody. There's nobody around which makes qualifications to get to the top. You personally sponsor to and go, right? It's not complicated. There's not 14 leg requirements that you have to get to the top, right? Nobody else has that. I promise you, nobody else has the quality. Wait till you see this new website when we're going to launch it out. We did a little private Zoom with a few people yesterday, and they're like absolutely just blown away. That stuff does not happen by accident. It is planned. It is executed using the best of the best talents to make sure that when people see our brand, it's on point and they know it. A very big part of this too is not just having a great site, great product, etc., but it's also how you distribute that product and how you build your network. And I will say this, I really do not think that there has been a company that has come along in our industry, which is about 80 years now, a long time, which has perfected duplication for their promoters. And what I mean by that is one system that you don't need experience, that you can expose to both promoters and customers, and it helps build your network, which is both building your promoter base and your customer base at the same time. I don't think there has been a company that has done that yet until us. I believe that with every single thing in my MLM, mind, my body, my soul, everything. So the vision is coming to life for each of you. And for those of you that have never been involved in a company that has momentum or catches momentum, you'll see it. When you see what we're putting out there, you'll understand it. I mean, you'll get it. It screams quality. It screams, hey, I got this. It screams the average person, I think, will be able to come here and say, you know what, I can do that. And I think, and again, I'm not guaranteeing anybody's success. Please don't say that, because I don't know how hard you work. But MLM, to a large part of my mind, is flawed because you're trying to take a bunch of people that don't know how to sell and teach them how to sell. Selling is not a transferable skill. It's not. Traditional selling, it is not. Duplication around the right system definitely can be transferred. So we're super excited about where we are next. As such, we are recently recognized as one of very few companies, less than 0.5% in the industry, that has had 3 consecutive years of growth. This is a nice award from Direct Selling News. I want each of you to look at that for a second. That's critically important. Go back in time, right? We started QuiAri literally weeks before COVID started. So we have been, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Anybody can have great character, anybody can be in a great mood, anybody can be excited when they're doing, $2 billion a year in sales or whatever the case is, right? That's easy stuff. Your character comes into play is when you're really fighting against the times. You're fighting it back then. It was against COVID. I mean, during our 3+ years, I know we have put down infrastructure, which is tremendous. And it's kind of like, once you see everything unveiled, it's going to click for you what all we're talking about in terms of of how it all pieces together, right? Because I want to give you the whole pizza. I don't want to give you just the pepperoni. I don't want to give you just the crust. I don't want to give you just the sauce. I want to give you the absolute best pizza, if you will, that the industry has seen. And I know there, some few people that have had the sneak peeks of what all's going on. They're excited out of their mind, whether they're a newbie to the industry or whether they are very experienced in the industry. They all think that QuiAri is the new number one, and I know you will too. Because think about this: have you ever seen anybody that say they were born to be an MLM?
Nope.
I know I wasn't. I didn't even know what it was. Right? So each of you here have come to QuiAri because there was something missing in your life. Let's just be candid for a second. Maybe you don't have enough money. Maybe you can't afford certain things. Maybe you cannot donate to charity. Maybe you're sick and tired of watching people drive your dream car. You're sick and tired of living in your dream house. You have dream envy. When I was a policeman, I pulled some people over that had some nice cars, and what do these people do for a living, right? I used to, on the midnight shift, I used to go by our local Chevrolet dealership, and my fingerprints are still probably there on some of the cars because my face print's probably there because I was looking inside the car. I'd look at the sticker price and I'd be like, oh my gosh, how many off-duty jobs do I have to work in order to get this? I mean, I just knew I was not in the right vehicle, literally. So each of you have to take a long, hard look at your life as to what you want out of your life. And the overwhelming majority of people cannot reach their dreams through what they're currently doing. MLM is the vehicle for them to be able to do it because, and I say it in the video, but at the end, you have two choices. Number one is to grow your income to match your dreams, which I highly suggest each of you do. Or number two is just settle. Settling is painful. Settling means you're living a life of mediocrity. Settling means you have skinny wallet disease. And life is not meant to be like that. It's really not. If you have the right mindset, the right work ethic, and definitely, I believe, QuiAri is the right vehicle. Now, think about this. Do you think people that are financially free think differently than those who are not? I'm going to say that again. Do you think those that are financially free think differently than those who are not? The answer is not only yes, but it's heck yes. This is a PG crowd, so it's heck yes, right?
Absolutely yes.
If you want, thank you.
Yes.
If you want to make $500,000 a year, your time is valued at $4.17 per minute. $4.17 a minute. That's USD, by the way. If you want to make $1 million a year, your time is valued at $8.34 per minute. So what I want you to think about is this. Each day, how do you spend your time? If it's not towards revenue producing activities, which means inviting somebody to look at the business or inviting somebody to look at the product, then guess what? There's a very high likelihood that you are wasting time. And keep in mind, this is done on an 8-hour workday with 2 weeks of vacation a year. So again, if you want to have purple diamond income, you need to have purple diamond mindset, which means you have to treat your time as if it's purple diamond value, right? So $4.17 or $8.30. Now, what happens if you want to get $2 million a year? Over almost $17 per minute. So when people call you and they want your time, again, think like a purple diamond. You're just waiting for the points to catch up, and a lot of it begins with valuing your time, because that's pretty important. Because let me ask you a question straight up. If somebody walked into your house and took $17 out of your wallet or $17 out of your purse, would you call the police? Yes or no? Put it in the chat for me. Wait, hold on. You're saying if somebody walked in your house right now and took $17 out of your wallet, you wouldn't call the police? Is that what you're saying?
Write them down, Lauren. We're going to their house.
I am. I'm
Listen,
taking
I got
cash.
news for you.
Come on.
I got news for you. If you walked into this house trying to take money out of my wallet, A, you would get dog bit, number one. B, you would have problems. C,
Also true.
I'd go get my old bulletproof vest, which is like a sports bra on me now. I would go find my handcuffs, my own handcuffs. They're around somewhere. I'm gonna go find them because you would be in trouble.
Yeah.
So I want you to think about it. Some of you need to start calling the police on yourselves because you're victimizing yourselves every single day by how you're spending your time. I want you to think about that. That's very, very, very important because, I say this to people all the time, in our industry, there's quite a few companies around. Most of them are startups, are extremely risky. I believe we're it in terms of super exciting, world-class, everything that we're doing, fastest pay, products can't get anywhere else. We're really it, right? So you're at the right spot, right? Now just comes the HHQ, high hustle quotient. Now comes the will before skill. Some of you are too busy trying to get skill and you're forgetting about the will part. It's got to be will before skill. I think that's critically important because I also will tell you this. There is nobody around, no owner around, I promise you, that cares more about your success than I do. I am one of you. I came from very humble beginnings. I understand what it's like to make sacrifices, to get up, to do calls before work. I understand what it's like to go do meetings after work. I understand all that. I did it for many, 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 many years. That's why I am where I am, which is important to this. I talk to a lot of people all the time that in previous companies, they're making, oops, got an extra zero in there.
Nope.
$10,000 per month, right? But they couldn't get it any higher than that. And do you want to know the reason why? Do you want me to tell you why? Guess the reason why in the chat.
What do you guys think?
Well, what do you think? Let me say it again. Why do you think they cannot get it any higher? No, it's not mindset. Let me tell you why. It's not vision either. They didn't know how to do it. What happens is this. They would brute force their way there. They would recruit their way there. They would sell or retail their way there. But again, those skills in the absence of a system are not transferable. So what they're doing, I call it spinning plates. If you ever try to spin a plate, how many plates can you spin before one drops? 3, maybe 4. So what they would always constantly have to do is to sponsor new people to make up for the ones that fall out. And the reason why people were falling out is because they weren't making money. The reason why they weren't making money is because they didn't know how to make money. The reason why they didn't know how to make money is because nobody taught them how to make money. The reason why nobody taught them how to make money is the company didn't have a system in place to be taught. Do you see how this goes?
Yeah.
So it becomes a vicious circle. So even people, and you look at somebody, you're saying, well, somebody's making $10,000 a month. That's really not that great if you're always having to replace people to keep that income up. That's why people get burned out, right? People don't want that. People in this industry done right, when you're using a system in duplication, you can earn your time freedom. You can earn your money freedom. I mean, how great would it be that you could go have dinner with the family or go ride horses or go visit friends or whatever the case is, and your check goes up?
Sounds good.
Where you don't have to be nervous. You don't feel you have to be glued to your phone or to Zoom to see if your check is going up, right? The only way to do that is through systems and through duplication. That's how you get it done. Because the irony of it is, you're really trying to make yourself not needed. And that's critically important, because when you're building your business properly, when you're building your network properly, if you're in the United States and you sponsor somebody in India, they should be building, and they're on level 74 of your business. They should be building your business in the exact same way that you are on level 3 or on level 1 or on level 28. So, y'all have heard me talk about systems, which stands for save yourself stress, time, energy, money. You've heard me talk about duplication. And one thing about me is I'm consistent, right? One thing I am. I go to a restaurant, I find a meal that I like. You don't have to ask me what I want next time, because I'm gonna stay on it, right? So you have to be consistent with what you're doing. So let's get rid of the burnout. Let's get rid of the mindset burnout. Let's get it to where you need to be. So I am telling you, next please, is this: listen faster. And that's why I'm wearing the shirt. Again, I'm going to tell you the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I and a trillionaires will never just want this company to be a company. I personally would not be satisfied if we just do $3 or $4 billion a year in revenue. I would not, because that means that there's companies in front of us, Amway, others, that do more revenue. There is one goal here, one dream, and it's to be the company, not just a company, not just a mediocre company, a company, not just a company, the company. And it goes to the fiber of our being. It's not just a saying, it's not just a thought, it's not just a dream, it's what we live by, right? I was talking to somebody yesterday, asked me if I heard about this other new company, and I'm like, no, I actually hadn't. I don't hear too much about other companies in the industry because I'm so busy concentrating on what we're doing. But they did their first product run, and on their bottle and on their label, they had 3 misspellings there. Now, how many edits and proofs did it have to go through to get there? That would not be acceptable to me. They were talking about their first commission run was late. Ugh, not acceptable. I was also told about how they promised everybody would have translations, and they get there and they have Google Translation on there. That's not good. I was also told that they are waiting to get their product for a long time after they ordered them. That's not good either. That is not our standards here. So sometimes, you could do stuff quick or you can do it right. Right? We try what I say controlled chaos, which is we're definitely under control with what we're doing, but it can be chaotic. If you really could see my desk, I have all my little folders and
You're hidden now.
yeah. There is a lot going on here. It's all tremendously exciting though, right? So each time that somebody, well, Bob wins Prime, wins this, we're about 90% there. And I don't mean just on the manufacturing of Prime, that's the easy part. I'm talking about every single thing that comes along with it. The new websites, the translations, the new shopping cart, all the quality control, all the importing, getting the product on boats, getting a product on air, reordering everything, all halal, because on all of our new packaging coming out, it's going to have the halal logo because we've been certified for that. So I can keep going and going and going and going and going. I could honestly spend probably 3 hours on taking everybody through everything that is needed to get done. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. Booking airfare, air rates, ocean rates, getting the product approved, getting the box with this and that, and all the new packaging. And, we're not doing it just for one market either. I mean, we're doing it for many, many, many different areas across the world, so that we know when we let it go that it's going and it's going to stay going and it's going to be perfect. Because I want you to think about this for a second. If I just wanted to buy a car today, did y'all know it takes only about 4 weeks to make a Toyota? Did y'all know that? Just 4 weeks. If you want a Rolls Royce, it takes a year. If you want a Lamborghini, it takes about 2 years. Think about that for a second. 4 weeks versus 2 years. Do you think there's a big difference in quality between the two? Now, for those of you that are driving Toyotas, I'm not hating on you. I'm just saying that you get your car a lot faster, that it takes a lot. They're mass produced, right? This watch is mass produced, right? Rolexes are not mass produced. Takes about a year for a Rolex. For those of you that are watch people, you know the brand, Patek Philippe. Did I say it right?
Close enough.
Close enough. Takes 2 years. Those watches are not like any other watches. Those are legacy watches. Those are collector watches. Those are some of the best watches in the world. So I promise you, if I'd have let this thing go 30 days ago, the same people then, well, Bob, when are we going to have it? You would be complaining out of your mind at wit's end because everything would not be perfect. And I'm sorry, I don't do things that are in my mind, and not just my mind, but in the teams that are not perfect. You deserve perfection. It's just that simple. Promoters deserve it. I mean, because think about this. How much of your time would you be spending of that $8.34 per minute taking complaints from your team if something didn't go right? I've been there in the field. I know. I had prepaid phone cards that didn't work and my phone was blowing up. People who call me like, yeah, no, phone cards don't work. Next time ring, phone cards don't work. I've been in nutrition companies where the product didn't work, where the commissions weren't accurate. You call customer service. So what happens is you spend 99% of your time putting out fires. If you want to be a firefighter, go be a firefighter. Don't come to here thinking that you have to fight fires, because that's not the point of what we do. That's not it. This is why we take great care with what we do, to make sure that you have the best of the best of the best of the best. Because just like the new website, for example, man, can I teach you a little secret? If I get up at 2 a.m. and I can't sleep, or sometimes that's the time I'm getting up, I come into the office, I'll log on and look at that website. Every time I see that thing, it's like, oh my God, this is so dang good. And it answers so many questions that people have. Tell me about the product. Tell me about the benefits. How much is it? Tell me about the ingredients. What does each ingredient do? Tell me about the quality behind it. Tell me about all your reviews. Tell me, what does the company stand for? And that's just on our forward facing, not to mention it's translated into many different languages. Well, by the way,
more coming soon. Too.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you one that's being added right now is simplified Chinese. And I'll be telling you about that here in a little bit, why we're doing that, because we know there is a big population here in the United States which speaks Chinese, that want Prime, want the other products. And so not only do they want Chinese website, but they want Chinese payment options, and all that stuff is underway, right? So that's going to be incredible for all of us too, right? But so that's where everything is. I promise you next week I will have more updates for you. Prime tomorrow, another production run is tomorrow, which will be super exciting. So then it gets on the airplane, it gets to where it's going. Again, the standard is perfection. Not 98% ready, not 99% ready and hold your breath for the other 1%. I don't believe in that. I do not. And those are our standards. And I think all of you will greatly appreciate it once we let it go. Granted, it's a little painful now watching and waiting for everybody to finish what they're doing. I feel it. I'll be honest with you. because I want to share all this with each of you. I do. I cannot wait to see your face. I can't wait to see the testimonials when it hits your lips, when Prime hits your lips. I can't wait for you to see the new shopping cart and how easy that thing is. I can't wait for you to get on the new auto delivery and save up to 35% if that's what you want to do. I mean, all of these new things are going to be hitting you. So what we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks is we're going to be releasing some things for you can kind of, when I say some teasers, so you can kind of see what's going on, right? We want everybody to age beautifully, right? No aging ugly out there, as we say. So between now and next Thursday, if we can do anything to help you, let us know. It's pedal down, 5-minute pay. People are still going berserk over energy and over the shakes. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So for those of you, I'll just say this too. For those of you that were here at the house before, on the US crowd, Rhonda, I just saw your comment about how you felt when you were here. Girl, please wait till you see everything else that we've done on top of it. I mean, it is just crazy. I have goosebumps. I'm sitting here thinking about it.
Yeah. We took that and we boosted that even more, even if that wasn't even possible. Like we're perfecting every little thing right now, and it's worth it. You guys are gonna go crazy. When
Chrissy and I were taking the kids to school this morning, we were talking about the years when I was a policeman, that I had a lot of pride in doing that job because it was about helping people. I take the same amount of pride in what we do here,
so true.
but it's magnified. Because not only am I just helping people locally by being a policeman, but I'm helping people all over the world become healthier or helping get rid of skinny wallet disease. So I take the same amount of joy and pride in our work as a company to be able to get us there. And I know when you put your eyes on what we're doing, each of you will have the same pride. It will give you the confidence that you need to know, because I've been there before, man. I know what it's like to promote a company. In the back of your mind, you're like thinking, oh God, are they going to be able to keep it together? Or, or what are they doing? I mean, how can anybody answer the call on number 480? I mean, on hold. I mean, that doesn't work. Not getting accurately paid, that doesn't work. Not getting your product doesn't work. I mean, we don't have any of those problems here. We don't. And it's by design. It's not by default. So we love to do everything by design, not by default, if that makes sense. So thank you for everybody for everything. Next Thursday will be a big announcement, big dates. I promise you. God, pretty soon too. I'll be another. I'm going to get into my birthday, but pretty soon I'll be another year older. I'll be 37. So remember I said about perfection? Only thing that's not perfect is my math right about now, but it's all right. I'm getting the feeling. Y'all get it. So if we can help you with anything between now and then, by all means, scream at us. We love everybody. I know we'll make you proud, and that's what's most important.
What we're here to do, guys.
Yep. So one family, one love. We'll talk to everybody soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.